Welcome to Toastmasters Beta Bay. It's been said, whenever you learn something new, you study alone, but you learn in a group. And that's what youth leadership at Toastmasters is all about. It's collaborative learning, where you take a group and allow everyone to take risks to do something new. And as we're all Toastmasters, we know Toastmasters is about leadership as well as communication. And what the Youth Leadership Program does is it allows students to take that to a different level by taking a meeting and organizing it as a group and running that meeting to its extent so people learn not only about each other, but how to communicate and how to improve their leadership skills. So with that, we have a few great speeches today. The first speaker we have is a student, and I'd like to welcome up Kiran. He will give us his first speech. Please help me welcome Kiran.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Have you ever wondered what life is about? Well, here's what I think about it. Life is like a tricky game that is played on Earth. And on Earth, the only way of how you can beat this game is to find out the answer to just one question. And that question is, what is the meaning of life? Think about it. We go through many hard times and good times. We study hard in school, we get jobs, and we go through all of these things. But why do we, if we know that someday death is bound to catch us? Why do we even try all of these things if we know that we are to someday perish and leave behind everything that we have on Earth? Well, there is no complete answer to this question, but I think that at least part of it can be answered. And that part of it is that we should use our lives to help other people's lives. Now, some of you may be thinking, what? Why would I want to do that? Instead, I could be playing video games or watching TV at home. But soon, you'll realize that helping others is one of the best things that you can do to others. First of all, though, many people think that helping others is very hard, but really, it can be simple to do when you really think about it. An example is, you can simply donate money to a good organization or charity. Some of you could be saying, well, what if I don't have enough money to donate? Well, there's an option for that. Instead of donating your money, you can donate your time. You can do this by volunteering for community services, or even just helping out your friends or your neighbors. It's as simple as that. If you're still not convinced that you should help others, then let me tell you an amazing fact that may blow your mind. Helping others is healthy for you. It doesn't just give a benefit to the person you're helping. Even you, the helper, is going to get a benefit too. In an MNS news article called Do Good, Feel Good, scientists actually discovered that whenever you help someone, chemicals are being created in your brain, and those chemicals are sent throughout your whole body that actually make you healthier. They even increase your immunity system's strength. To prove this, they tried out an experiment. They went up to a couple of random people and asked them a few questions. But meanwhile, they were scanning their brain with something called MRI scans. And with those scans, during one of the questions, they asked, would you like to donate some money to a charity? And when one of them said yes, lots of chemicals started getting created in their brain, and they suddenly felt less distressed and even happier. And that's why whenever you help someone, you're actually getting much healthier. And they also found out that if you help others on a daily basis, you can actually increase your lifespan, having a much longer life than others. Another reason why you should definitely help others is because there's an unseen, mysterious force in this world, and it is called karma. Many people know about this. It balances out the world. So basically speaking, good people get good things and bad people, well, you know what they get. Let me show you an example here. This man is doing a very naughty thing, and that is toppling down the dominoes. But yet karma has made it so that the dominoes will fall until soon they crush his head. Well, that should teach him a lesson. Something that has inspired me to tell you all why we should help others is a movie, and it is called Pay It Forward. In it, a little kid thinks up of a brilliant idea that could improve the world. And that idea is also called Pay It Forward. And so what he did was he went up and helped 3 people. Not just a small thing, but he helped them greatly. And then when they said thank you, he instead said, no, don't thank me. But instead, go out and help 3 other people and tell them to help another 3 people each. And then a humongous chain was created. And you can see here that it starts out with just 1 person, but yet soon, after time, it increases and increases. And it can become more than millions of people that are being helped each and every day with this Pay It Forward method. You all can try this today. Go ahead and help 3 other people, and then tell them to help another 3 people each. The last thing that has inspired me are some famous quotes, and my favorite one by Ronald Reagan is, we can't help everyone, but everyone can help someone. Now if you think about it, it makes great sense to me, because I can't help everyone in the world. That's just impossible. But yet, if you think about it, everyone can help just 1 other different person. And that will make everyone being helped in a day. It's as simple as that. So if just 1 person goes out there and helps someone today, I will know that my speech has been worthwhile. Thank you for listening.
Excellent job, Kiran. Thank you very much. Is it okay if I interview you now?
Sure.
Okay, excellent. What grade are you in?
I'm in 7th grade.
Okay. And how did you, live life and help others, how did you come up with that topic?
Well, I was just thinking, and some of my friends are pretty mean to some other people. And so I just thought, well, instead of being mean, why don't they just be friends and be nice to others? It's become like a hobby these days just to make fun of others. So then I thought about it, and then I just decided to think of a speech during one of my Toastmasters meeting about just helping others and how you should really just help them.
Okay.
And so I thought up of this idea.
Oh, great. That's excellent. And it's almost like a ripple effect, like a pebble in the water, and it spreads. No, that's fantastic. A positive side rather than the negative. Now, in terms of your hobbies, what do you enjoy to do outside of school and Toastmasters?
Well, I like to read, play soccer, and also one of my favorite things to do is swim. It just relaxes me.
Okay. And then any favorite books or movies that you can share with us and why you liked it?
Well, I guess Pay It Forward could be one of my favorite movies.
Okay. And what did you enjoy? It was just...
It was just interesting how that just like a boy made up this huge, brilliant idea.
Okay. Excellent. And is there anything in terms of the speech that you really enjoyed, in terms of, sharing with others, any particular examples recently that maybe one good thing did you do today to help?
Well, I'd say today, one of my friends was having trouble doing something, so then today we all had a test today, a major test, and so and then he was having trouble with he couldn't really understand the topic. It was a little hard for him. So I went over, and then during lunch, I just went over and sat with him and helped him.
Perfect. Practice what you preach. Thank you very much, Kiran. Please, let's give a round of applause to Kiran. Okay, you can have a seat. Thank you. Now we're in our evaluation portion of the meeting, and I would like to welcome up our evaluator, and our evaluator is Sharon Corgile. She is the Youth Leadership Director, and I would like to invite her up. Please help me welcome the effervescent Sharon Corgile.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, and thank you, Kiran, for a lovely speech. I loved your speech. I was impressed in so many ways. I was impressed with your delivery, with your presence here on the stage, the content of your speech, the organization. It was very, very, very well done. Very well done. You gave us your topic, helping other people, and you challenged us really throughout. And then you gave us reasons why we should do it, because it feels good, because it's healthy, and because it balances the forces of the universe. So that was extremely well done, very well organized. You had no notes. You didn't use any notes. You spoke for the whole time, and you didn't lose your place. You had a great flow, very clear the way you spoke, very strong presence. So I enjoyed that as well. Now, my job also is to offer you a couple of suggestions for improvement. And it was tough, but there were just a couple of things. One, I have the same issue, but you tended to use just the one hand. And since you have two, and you didn't use notes, your hands were empty. So you could have actually impressed everyone with your gestures, because you had some really good ones, the time and the question. So that was very good. Also, a little bit of rocking back and forth. So you need to definitely plant yourself firmly in one spot and then move with purpose so that it adds emphasis to your speech and it's not a distraction. And finally, you wrapped it all up so nicely at the end, where once again, you encouraged us to go out and help other people. Obviously, a subject that you were passionate about, which we found out also was reinforced by the interview. And you never got off topic. You constantly reminded us, helping other people is good. Helping other people is good. Helping other people is good. So it was a lovely speech. I was very, very proud of you, since I'm a teacher. And you've done me proud. You did a wonderful job. You've represented your group well. And you've also shown that age is no barrier to doing good things. So once again, good speech, well organized, well delivered. Just work a little bit on making the gestures even in the rocking, but keep up the good work. Wonderful. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Sharon. Excellent job. Okay, well, thank you for joining. We're going to go to a video clip of the Diamond Directors video program. It's a contest for public relations, and it's going to feature 3 clubs, in particular the San Francisco Toastmasters Club.
The best part about coming to a meeting is the feeling that you're in a group of friends and that you're here to improve your public speaking skills, and there's a very supportive group to help you in that process.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. I walked in here the first few meetings as a guest, and I am just amazed at the ability and the skills that people already have here, whether they've been members for a month or they've been members for 5 years.
I'm at a point in my life and in my career where I was wanting to practice my speaking skills. I was a little rough around the edges, and what better place to do it than San Francisco Toastmasters.
This is a community. We enjoy each other, we inspire each other, and that's what really makes it great.
As we all know, evaluations is the single most important part of Toastmasters experience. And the next step, since we believe in helping others grow and get really good, we take our evaluation sessions very seriously. With one proper evaluation that most clubs do, and a round robin, whereby every single member of the audience gets an opportunity to provide feedback to the speaker. We spend sometimes 7 to 8 minutes doing round robin evaluations, because everybody at Next Step loves to give evaluations.
I particularly like the engineering side of the talk.
I think you could do more with analogies.
We tape each and every meeting.
It helps when you can see yourself on tape.
That starts with the people. The people here are very distinguished.
There's just so much fun in the room. I always hear a lot of laughter.
This is the place to try things, right? To try humor in your speeches. We're gonna clap for you regardless. And of course, at Next Step, you'll get some really, really good feedback as well.
like to have fun? Do you like to have fun?
Do you like to have fun?
Today is your lucky day.
An opportunity to meet fun and meet fantastic people is available right now.
Golden Gate Toastmasters.
Golden Gate Toastmasters.
Golden Gate Toastmasters.
It's been described as challenging,
Fun.
Spontaneous.
Awesome.
It's the perfect environment to step out of your public speaking comfort zone.
But wait, there's even more!
Not only do you get to improve your communication and leadership skills.
You get to hang out and socialize with amazing people.
After every meeting, we go to the pub.
But wait,
there's even more!
Golden Gate Toastmasters does a lot of other social activities such as
Summer barbecue,
The holiday party.
We go hiking together, sailing.
Visit www.goldengatetoastmasters.org to learn more.
Or, even better, come by. Visit.
Golden Gate Toastmasters!
Welcome back to Toastmasters Beta Bay. Our second speaker is Casper Horne. Please help me welcome Casper Horne. Reach out and touch someone. Casper Horne.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Toastmasters gives you the opportunity to reach out and touch someone, to touch someone's life and make it better. And when you've given that opportunity, grab it with both hands, because if you make someone's life better, you make your own life better as well. Toastmasters gives the opportunity to do that through the Youth Leadership Program. The Youth Leadership Program basically is a program that teaches children become better speakers and better leaders. And I'll tell you a little bit about how I got started with the program, what the program is all about, and I'll give you some tips on how you can start your own youth leadership program. Children are very important in this world, but none are more important than your own children. I've got 3 children, aged 10 to 14, and they tend to be a little shy. They are a little bit hesitant speaking up in front of an audience, like so many other children are. And I thought, Youth Leadership Program is just the right vehicle for them. But how can I bring it to them? And I thought about their school and their afternoon school program that they have. But they have things like soccer, swimming and theater, and I thought maybe that's a good fit. So I went to my children's school and I talked to the principal and the program coordinators, and I told them about this program. And I directed them to the Bay to Bay television show about Youth Leadership Program. They watched it and they really liked it. I talked about it last spring, so we put it in this fall's afternoon program. In the beginning, I was a little worried because I wouldn't know if children actually would sign up, if they could also play soccer, go swimming. But it turned out well for me. About 15, 16 children have signed up, and I'm about halfway in the program. By now you may wonder, Youth Leadership Program, what is it really? I'll tell you. It's basically like a mini competent communicator program. Compressed form, geared more towards children. And children get to learn basic speaking skills. How to organize a speech, how to use gestures, vocal variety. The program is about 8 sessions long, plus about 8 weeks. And when I started in my first session, I first introduced the program to the students, and I did most of the talking. But I also gave them the opportunity to speak. They got to know each other and got to stand up to talk about what they found out. And at the end, they got to elect their own officers, president, vice president, secretary, and sergeant at arms. And they were very enthusiastic about it. They stood up and wanted to be elected. It's very different than some of the Toastmasters Club I know, where people are hesitant to sign up as an officer. The 3 subsequent sessions are very much like ordinary Toastmasters, where we have a session with prepared speeches, evaluators, and table topics. And it's amazing to see how much the children improve through it. And I try to end each session with an invited speaker. So I invite a speaker to basically demonstrate what we are learning. So I have a speaker that illustrates how the speech is organized, or how Gestures can help your speech. Kids really like that. And usually they gear it towards the level of the children. So the Youth Leadership Program has turned out very well for me. I have kids in my school from about 5th grade to 9th grade. And you may wonder, that's maybe a little bit difficult because the age difference is pretty high. But it turns out very well. It's not so much that there is a difference in age that relates itself to public speaking. They all start from a little bit nervous level and then they become better and better. I'll give you an example. One of the best speeches I've heard in the program that I'm conducting came from a 6th grader. And he did very well. He gave a speech last week about Halloween. And he did research on the internet, found all kinds of interesting facts that I even didn't know about. He gave his speech without having a sheet in front of him, but just using notes. One of the things that he told me that I didn't know about at Halloween is that 80% of parents eat their kids' candy. I'll give you some ideas what you can do to bring a youth leadership program to your school. If you have kids in school, think about the schools. They're currently cash-strapped. They don't have the resources to bring a public speaking program to their schools. So you can talk to the principal or to the PTA. Tell them about the program. Point them to the Bay-to-Bay series, how it is. When I did that to my school, it turned out pretty well. They were enthusiastic about it. And for the prize, hey, we don't even have to talk about it, right? Nothing can beat the prize. James Baldwin once said, children are not very good at listening to their elders, but they never fail to imitate them. The Youth Leadership Program is a program that teaches public speaking skill to kids by allowing to do the speaking, to learn to good speakers and imitate them. So I encourage you to reach out, touch someone, make someone's life better and bring a youth leadership program to your school. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Caspar. And may I ask you to stand here and be interviewed? Okay. So I wanted to ask you one about your kids. You mentioned you had 3 kids, and maybe you can kind of tell us about things you enjoy doing with your kids.
Yeah, they actually, I encourage them to be active musically.
Okay.
So my oldest son is playing the clarinet, and my middle daughter started the flute, but got very interested in singing, encouraged by maybe some of the TV programs that she saw, and she's taking singing lessons now. And my youngest daughter, I'm teaching herself the piano, the early beginnings, because it's a lot cheaper if I teach it than if I take a piano teacher.
Very nice. Well, you have the talent to do that.
Well, beginning is easy.
Okay, excellent. And then you mentioned you enjoy running. We have 30 seconds. Can you tell us a little bit about your other hobby?
Yeah, absolutely. I started a couple of years ago, first preparing for a half marathon. And then I started running in the full marathon, so I ran the San Francisco Marathon this summer.
Yay. Okay, awesome. Well, great job on the Youth Leadership Program, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
All right, let's give Caspar a hand. Now I'd like to introduce Caspar's evaluator. You know her as the ever-radiant Sharon Corgile.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. And thank you, Casper, for a lovely speech on one of my personal favorite subjects. One of the challenges of speaking in public is knowing your audience. And obviously, you knew your audience quite well, since everyone here tonight is interested in youth leadership. Your goals were to present information in an interesting and informative way. And I think you did that very well. And I like the way you chose to do it, which was to tell your story. And even if you gave us the fact it's 8 weeks or the price is right, but you always related it back to your personal story. And personal stories are great because who can argue with your story? Your story is your story. So I thought you used that very effectively. You gave us a great deal of information about youth leadership when you told us stories about you're halfway through, your kids started out very shy, and you gave them an opportunity to speak a little bit, then a little more. So it was very good. I think part of your goal was to let folks know that it's doable, and you have proved that through your story and through your being here tonight. So thank you for that. Now, a couple of suggestions for improvement. I don't know if it's the floor, but there was also a little rocking in your speech back and forth. So again, plant yourself, move with purpose, only to emphasize your points. Other than that, same thing with your hands. They tended to be up here quite a bit, so your gestures tended to be very small. Down to your sides, and you can move them out this way. I'm halfway through, so much more effective that way. You wrapped it up with an appeal, a call to action to the audience with the program, which I thought was perfect. And once again, you presented information in a way that was interesting, that was personal, that we could all identify, and that made it something appealing, something that anyone could do and anyone would enjoy. And it fits right in with our theme today, which is helping people. So sort of hand in hand, reach out. I love the title, by the way. Reach out and touch someone. And isn't that what Toastmasters and communication is all about? So thank you for reaching out and touching us this evening, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Sharon. Wonderful job. Let's give a round of applause, Sharon. I have coordinated one youth leadership group, and that was in the fall of 2011. It was a Girl Scout troop in Cupertino. And one of the nice things about that is learning what you actually were able to teach others. And I didn't realize how much of an effect I had on the students. And I had two other coordinators with me, Mernaz, who's here with us, and Sue May. One of the things that the girls did, and this is one of several cards, I had two, and Mernaz and Sue May had two as well, but the cards were basically hand-drawn cards from the girls, and in it they talked about things that they learned. And what we did was we allowed them to give up some things that they learned throughout the program. Wonderful experience, and I'd like to wrap up by indicating we would love for you to visit d4tm.org and join our website. Thank you.